Okay, hello everybody.
Hello once more.
The stars have finally, at last, despite every possible effort on a certain someone's part, aligned enough for me to start playing this goddamn game. I think I said about 3 weeks ago when we finished 1,000 times with this that we would be starting Armored Core 6 sometime soon. I was like, yep, that's gonna be real quick. It's gonna be real good, and then a certain someone decided to completely fuck her sleep schedule in the worst possible way,
I finally managed to get 8 hours of sleep again.
and that's the only reason that we can play this today. So before we begin, my beloved, my darling, my sweet wife, how much do you know about Armored Core going into this?
Okay, I know about the dating sim.
So you know that, and I'm presuming nothing else.
You keep telling me about this guy who won't miss.
We'll get to him, don't worry. He's very hard to miss.
Also, I hear there's great voice acting.
Yes. So, essentially, you know nothing about Armored Core outside of 6. That's perfect. This is a game very much designed for people like you to get back into the series or get into it for the first time. So, we will not be continuing because I'm like about 6 playthroughs deep at this point.
Yeah.
We are going to be starting a new game, and we'll see how this goes.
Rip. Dell, go with Dell. If you're doing this because of me, go with me.
The person has spoken. This means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, but you know.
We're close to Rubicon. Wake the dog up.
Handler Walter verified. Activating cerebral coral control device. Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
Time to get to work, 621. I'm powering down your entry capsule. On my signal. Now, activate the AC.
Oh, actually, one moment. Just before my wife decides to do bad things. There we go.
Descent to ISB 2262. Rubicon 3 complete.
Your position is grid 135. Off target, but within permissible range.
Good enough.
There's a catapult ahead. Use it to close the gap.
Main system activating combat mode.
Oh, welcome to Rubicon. We made a bit of an entrance with the orbital closure satellite, trying
You
to fry us out of the sky.
You are a mech?
We are a person inside a mech. Yep. So this is very basic tutorial stuff. The bottom
Yep.
bar is basically our energy meter. That lets us quick boost. But we can only do so as much as we actually have the energy.
Mhm.
It's basically fucking stamina from Dark Souls et al. That's all you need to really worry about. You can still do a lot of things without it, but if you treat it as stamina and like energy for your dodge, that's really all you need to worry about. Yep, reticle automatically targets on-screen enemies. Da-da-da-da.
Discard mix.
This is the soft lock-on
Worth a
feature,
chance to test your AC.
as you can see. When the reticle is not red, we cannot hit them very well. But it is red. We have a much easier time. So hey, here's a thing that I just kind of accidentally jumped through in the tutorial, and then didn't realize I could do for 2 whole playthroughs,
Jesus!
and that was a bad time. But yes, hard lock-on is very good, but it is also quite situational. There will be times where you absolutely need it, with how fast things move in this game. There will be times where it is an active detriment. I love it. I use it all of the time because I'm stubborn. But also,
And yet you didn't know about it for 2 playthroughs.
and that's part of why I love it so much, because it was the answer to my prayers on the final boss of one of the routes. Anyway, we have a missile launcher, and it can lock onto multiple targets. Not all missile launchers can do this, but most of the ones that do will have the RSW multi-lock on there. We'll get to gear later. As you might imagine, this is a very customizable game. But if you hold R1 and then release it, then you will lock onto multiple targets within range. But if you just tap R1, then it'll lock onto a single target instead. Yep. Barricades.
Your AC's taking damage. Patch it up.
Yes, sir, Mr. Walter, sir.
Contaminated city down there. That's where you're landing. Access the catapult.
So I should mention at this point, this game was built on the Elden Ring engine. It is built to scale. Armored cores are about 10 meters tall. All of these, like, cargo containers are built to scale. If you put a human in this world, they would, like, be almost as tall as these cargo containers. All of this shit is built to scale. It rules.
Jesus.
It also means that you can port armored cores into the Elden Ring engine and humans into the Armored Core game, which is very funny. But it's just one of those little things that makes you go, oh my god, they really were cooking with this one, huh? They really just
Time
built
to fly, 621.
all of this to scale and went, yep, we're not going to put that in anywhere. You have to find that out yourself.
If we get our hands on Rubicon's coral, we'll make a killing. Plenty for a merc with a fried brain like you to buy their life back.
We
Enough chat, back to work. Scavenge the AC wrecks ahead and find a valid mercenary license. We're illegals here. You'll need ID to operate.
And here we are. And yes, all of these trees are also to scale. But as you can see, we have a variety of ways to deal with all of our enemy. But we don't quite have all of the tools available to us just yet. In fact, we have basically none.
Markers.
Did you hear anything about what the corps are up to?
Yeah, they'll be coming soon. Got us on the run.
We need to be quite careful here. I want to preserve as much ammo and health as I can, because I know what's coming.
Mm.
But it's also just a good idea to avoid unnecessary conflict as you can,
Looks like they've got shields.
because that will
Think you've got a blade.
affect the overall pay as well.
Extract the pilot data. I'll analyze it from my end.
Thomas Kirk. License code extracted from an AC wreck in a contaminated city. Contains the pilot's registration data. Registration number RB18. Call sign Thomas Kirk. Rank 26 E. Affiliation Independent. License expired. Damn.
This one's already expired. Keep looking.
Ideally, we want a non-expired license so we can actually, like, operate as an independent. Oh, hello.
Get out of there! You can handle them!
That's the PCA's planetside force. Keep a low profile. We don't want them breathing down our necks.
So that's one of the obstacles that we'll be dealing with eventually. That is the Planetary Closure Administration, and they are the reason that it is so hard to get into Rubicon.
Analyzing.
They're basically the Earth government saying, stop that. So, license code extracted from an AC wreck in the contaminated city again. Registration number RB29. Call sign G7 Hakra. Rank 22D. Affiliation Balaam Industries. License expires in 12 hours.
Oh dear.
Corp license. Easily traced. Forget it.
We ideally want an independent license as well, because otherwise we're going to run into problems with the corporations going, you're not our boy. Our boy's dead. Barely signed a commission. That is a lot of guys.
Corp AC. Wait, is that an independent? Destroy it!
You're outnumbered 6 to 1. Use your missiles.
There we go. So, one thing we also have is a blade.
Nice. I can go melee.
Unfortunately, blades are left-hand only, so you must have at least some kind of ranged option.
I mean, yes, that's still handy, but you know.
Yes, you can go melee, and melee does huge damage in the right circumstances. There is one melee weapon that is literally, like, the highest damage in the game, and we will get to that. It's a fucking meme.
Nice,
Let's
nice,
see about this
nice.
license.
License code extracted from AC Rec, yada yada yada. Registration number RB32nd. 37. Call sign Monkey Gordo. Rank. Affiliation Independent. License expires in 15 days.
It's still valid, but the pilot's rank is no good. We can't use this.
Damn.
I've picked up one more wreck, 621. Transmitting marker. Go and check it out.
Okay, why the heck is a pilot rank so important?
We'll get to that. It's explained pretty quick,
Use that
but
vertical catapult to get some altitude.
Why is it self-explanatory?
That's it. Try accessing the wreck.
yeah, don't worry about it. All will become very clear very quickly. Looks kind of familiar though.
Registration number RB23. Rank fits the bill. Call sign.
Hello. Nico.
What? In no mood to pick a fight with the PCA.
So, this is one of the most infamous fights in the game, because it is the first one.
And it's basically going to be a big wake-up call of we're not playing around, no art system.
Yes, this is referred to in the community as the filter copter. Come on, come on. There we go. So, bosses have a stagger meter as well, as does basically every enemy in the game. It's only really significant on the bosses. Ah, shit. Missed. I'm not doing as well as I could be, honestly, but a lot of this is because I don't have the proper equipment, I really. And also, it's been a while since I've done this, so... But yeah, generally you want to be kind of like peppering them with shit as much as possible, and not completely whiffing every last one of your sword attacks.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult when you know what you're doing. You dickhead. Gotcha. Nice. That took me 3 tries my first time. It's really a game about patience and learning the attack patterns and not playing like a total dipshit.
Confirmed. Heavy combat helicopter is down.
But
That's all for our work here today.
it is a very good test and a very good way of seeing whether or not...
License you picked up.
Ooh. Registration number RB23. Call sign Raven. Rank F in the arena. License expires in 3 days. Affiliation independent.
Raven. That's your new name here on Rubicon.
Raven is quite a significant name in the Armored Core series. It's thrown around a lot. But yeah, here we go. Illegal entry. Our first mission is clear. We got bonus base pay of 170 credits. Repair cost of 29k. Ammunition of 15k. Total income of 125k. So, as I said before, very important that you try and keep your general ammunition costs and repair costs low, because that means that you get more moolah at the end of each mission.
Mm-hmm.
That's important because it's a lot of really good stuff here.
Coral, a sublime substance. Discovered on Rubicon, a planet on the frontier of developed space. For a time, coral was a revolutionary energy resource and data conduit, poised to transform human society by leaps and bounds. They called it the Fires of Ibis, a storm of flame that tore through the stars, leaving lethal contamination in its wake. Coral, the kindling, was thought to have been utterly consumed, forever lost. However, on Rubicon, the embers continued to burn. Humanity would inevitably return to stoke the fire.
So hey, what if oil was also a nuclear weapon? That's Coral.
Registration number RB23. Call sign Raven. Authentication complete. Removing MIA status. Restoring access privileges. This is All Might, the mercenary support system. Welcome back, Raven.
Looks like you passed the authentication. Raven. That's who you are now, here on Rubicon. I've picked up some work for you already. Take a look, 621.
This notification follows restoral of access privileges. All Mind provides a combat training simulator to support its mercenaries. Your license was in a suspended state. Perhaps you may need a refresher. As an added incentive, completion of the exercises will be rewarded with AC parts. You stand to benefit regardless.
So, now we have access to two things. AC design, which lets us a whole bunch of things, mostly involving the general assembly and appearance of our armored core. And Sortie, which gives us missions, play mission, training, and AC test. You can also go over here to edit our name, our emblem, which there are quite a few. And here's a couple of mine. So, from right to left, we have Shinryu Sunrise, Crescent Blade, Borrowed Time again, and the original Shinryu. Because this too is Yuri. We also have the Archives, which is basically just all of the things that we pick up in the missions. A lot of like background information you will find just scattered about on either dead ACs or just like lying around. If you download it in the mission, you can read it there, or you can just hit circle, hit cancel, and check it out here instead. There is basically no achievement towards getting that. You don't have to worry about it at all. The only thing that you will get if you collect every single little bit is an emblem saying, you got it all, well done. And there's also tips, which is basically just the tutorial stuff that we kind of skipped over because I know what I'm doing. So, we'll do training in a moment, but first of all, we're gonna do...
Slap some purple!
No, I actually have a plan for this. Because of a certain someone's decisions, I have come up with a very particular plan for this one.
That certain someone me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I just get to sit here and wait and see.
Yeah, you do. Deal with it, nerd. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool things you can do with this. You can make your AC really rusty if you want. And you can add like damage marks to it. You can make it like completely clean and pristine. You can completely scuff the paintwork, which as the mission goes on, you will get more scuff and like marks on it already, which is super cool. You get like proper battle damage and shit, and that's great. But we are going to go for something pretty simple and pretty clean for this. I want this to be pretty black and white with only little shades of grey here and there. I'll do. We need now to go into AC data. And we are going to wait. And as I said, because of your choices, a certain path came to me. So this AC is going to be named
Oh, hey!
Long Quiet. Well, you need to actually change the name in the assembly first, which we'll get to in a moment. Yep. There we go. And now we're just going to go back in here and go ba-bum, ba-bum. Nope. There we go. So now you can see the AC name is Long Quiet. We got Shinryu Sunrise, Present Blade, Borrowed Time, regular Shinryu here. Can't do anything with any of these guys because we don't have the parts for them yet. Right now we have basically nothing, but definitely does need at least something to qualify it as, you know, a bird of prey. Ah, here we are, custom decals. This is the thing that I was looking for.
It needs a pristine blade.
It does, but we kind of have one already.
Yeah.
Huh? So now if we turn around, we will see it's got a little birdie there.
You,
We can do that on a lot of different things. The image editor lets you create your custom emblems. We can play around with that later, but for now, we'll go ahead and go into training. Training is completely optional. You don't have to do this at all, and there are some very funny Easter eggs if you only do it at like the very final missions of the game. Don't look them up, they are massive spoilers. But we're going to be a good little raven, and we're actually going to play these because, as Allmine said, they will give us parts, and we like the parts they give us. Yep. So. Do-do-do-do. Nice and easy. Training is basically just slightly more advanced tutorializing more than anything, but there is definitely some very useful stuff in here that the base game kind of expects you to know or figure out, so definitely worth doing. And again, 4 AC parts are good. You will always... Yep. You will always want as many AC parts as possible. It is actually totally possible to like beat the game without any other parts than what you start with. It's actually like a pretty solid design, but like, why would you do that? Oh, also scanning. Scanning is very useful. Scanning lets you lock onto things when they are out of sight. It also shows you where certain things are, so if you're ever in doubt, scan. Scan like all the time. Scanning is so good. You see, if I'd scanned there, I would have been able to see that those guys were behind me, but I didn't, because I was a fool. There we go. First training complete. It's very simple stuff, but it's useful. And there we go. Machine gun. MG-014 Ludlow. Every gun, as you can imagine, has its own description and its own little thing. We'll get to them as time goes on. But let's pop into the assembly real quick. We have Turner and we have Butter. The standard assault rifle, developed by Balaam. Machine gun, developed by Balaam. Shines in double trigger builds. Double trigger is essentially saying, fuck melee, I want 2 guns. There are some weapons which are really, really good with double trigger builds.
Hmm.
But we don't have those just yet. So, we'll get to them. And we'll get to all of this stuff as well. But right now, the game really wants us to go into another mission, so we'll do that. So, we got Grid 135 cleanup. And we got destroy artillery installations. I am going to go ahead and go with the cleanup first, because that is where we began.
Got a job for you, 621. It's an open call from the Arquebus Group, one of the extraplanetary corporate forces.
To all independent mercenaries, this request comes from Schneider of the Arquebus Group. The operation will take place in Grid 135, Southern Belius. Your objective is to destroy an MT squad sent by Dafeng, a Balaam company, and a competitor. Grid 135 is a key foothold in Arquebus's efforts to conduct a coral survey in the contaminated city. You, the independent mercenaries, are the key to maintaining our lead in the coral survey race. The Arquebus Group looks forward to news of your success. Briefing over, and happy hunting.
So before we go any further, have you recognized any voices yet?
Oh, I certainly know who Walter is.
Yep, Walter is Patrick Seitz. Do you recognize the voice that was just playing there?
Feels familiar.
Matthew motherfucking Mercer.
Oh, yeah.
We will hear a lot more of V8 Peter as time goes on, but just keep in mind that he is here,
You've got
and
a D. Now you need a rep.
he's going to continue to be here for the long term.
Gather attention, 621.
These first few missions are very much just about kind of getting an idea of who the major players on Rubicon are, and getting introduced to them and starting to like build a reputation for itself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still very fun. It's a very organic and like
Activating combat mode.
useful way of getting that information.
Commence mission. Wipe out the Dafeng MT squad.
So this might look slightly familiar. We were just here.
Mm-hmm.
And because we were just here, there's actually a little Easter egg that they put in. All the way back where we started. Do that. We kind of have to ignore the main objective. We're just gonna go right past all these guys. They don't matter. They're fine. It's chill.
Independent mercenary, huh?
They can just
At least
kind
they
of
didn't send the
vibe.
Vespers.
No one here for them. Stuff that guy. Fuck that guy.
Just mass-produced MTs.
Here instead,
Wipe
gonna
them
go
out,
up here.
621.
Over here. Back where we started. Whoa, hello.
Mac, I can't see it. Handle it, 621.
Another person to fight.
Not a person per se, more like a autonomous drone more than anything.
Confirmed. Unidentified machine down. Get back to work, 621.
Hmm.
Yeah, looks like someone has been investigating our little crash. Which surely will have no lasting repercussions in any way, shape, or form.
Oh no, just a random merc that's coming into a land of war.
Oh, I mean, random bugs do that all the time. How do you think the Balaam and fucking Arquebus got here? I tell you, it certainly wasn't legally.
Nope.
Focus your fire!
Fuck that. Be gone.
Vespers tearing through us. Damn it. Arquebus really scored this time.
Only a few targets left.
There we go. we got a couple of guys over here. Fuck this guy in particular. Oh, he's got a shield. Shields are very annoying unless you have any kind of melee weapon, and then they are just kind of not an issue. But if you can get up from behind, then you can also pretty easily deal with them.
It's like reinforcements. Eliminate them.
Yeah, as you can see, the starting AC that you have is actually pretty good. Like, the sword you get is among the best in the game.
Nice.
They really wanted to make sure that just about any build that you could think of is viable in some way. To the point that even with the absolute, like, joke build that you get later, people have still beaten the game with that and with, like, no upgrades because they are masochists.
The enemy MT squad has been eliminated.
But the fact that it is still viable says a lot about the
Return to base.
viability of just about every build in this game. You can beat the game with your chosen build easily enough.
Mhm.
There we go. Bonus pay 20k because we dealt with the unknown craft. If you hit triangle, it will tell you kind of like what the bonus is for dealing with certain things, and also what the detriments for dealing with certain things are as we get further and further in. So yeah, we can see that we nailed an extra 20k credits right there for getting the unknown craft.
Mhm.
And because we had relatively few expenses, because this is a baby mission for babies, we get to walk away with almost 80k. Great.
Mhm. Good for getting a good grind going.
Mhm. There's actually one mission which is like really, really good for that.
This is a notification from Allmind, the mercenary support system. Registration number RB23, call sign Raven. Your return to mercenary activities has been acknowledged. Restoring access to the parts shop.
Alrighty. Arts shop and training. So, the part shop is actually really nice, very forgiving, very good. You can get basically anything in here, and if you don't like it, you can sell it back for full price and just have the money back to spend on something else.
Nice.
Yep, super forgiving. What I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna grab another Ludlow. And what we have? Got another launcher, a standard pulse shield. Shields are quite interesting. AC shields, you don't have the big, like, metal-y ones that the tiny little robots called MTs were using. You get, like, energy shields. I don't really use them, I'm gonna be honest with you, but in the right hands, they can absolutely be a lifesaver. Very good for, like, more defensive builds. So we also have, on the left shoulder, another missile launcher, if you want it. And we also have a dual cell missile launcher. That's a hell of a lot of money though, so I'm probably not going to grab that. I'll grab the other missile launcher though, because that's really good for us to have two. Here we have arts. Most of these are very much out of our price range right now, but this is where the bulk of your really good customization will come from. Arms, head, core, all of those are useful. The real standout, though, are the legs. These are the heart and soul of your AC because they determine your movement options. All of these are bipedal legs. There are 4 types of legs in the game. But bipedal, lightweight bipedal, which is just kind of fine. Could have sworn that these were like in reverse joint, but they're not, which is interesting. But you got reverse joint, which is basically bipedal, but you get big ups. There is also quadrupedal, which is literally just 4 legs, very stable but quite slow. And then there's the tank treads, which are tank treads.
We gotta stick with bipedal, though.
We will be sticking for bipedal for now. The moment I get reverse joint, though, I am absolutely slapping some reverse joints on. I love me some reverse joint. So we also have generators, boosters, and FCS. FCS basically determines like your auto aim essentially. So if you're going for close range, you want something a lot better at close range. Going for long range, you want something better at long range. This one is kind of middle of the road. It's fine. It'll do what it needs to. Best at medium, but yeah, that's fine. Generators are very, very important. Energy capacity is your stamina. You want a lot of that. Certain generators are some hot nonsense, and will probably take a while to get to because they are specific unlockables, but generators are good. We like generators. We'll get to more generators as time goes on. Boosters. Boosters are just very nice. They give you better thrust, upward thrust. QB is quick boost, so if you want to go far with your quick boosts, then go for one with better quick boost thrust. This one is heavier and has more of a load on our energy, but that's fine. We don't need to worry about that, and that actually makes us way faster too. So we are going to grab this, and we are going to slap these parts on ourselves. So take out the turner, put the Ludlow on, put another Ludlow on in place of our blade, just for the time being.
No, we're the long quiet. We gotta have a blade.
I know. We will keep the blade in the long term, but just for now, I want to show you how good the double trigger build can be, because it's really effective. I haven't put the booster on. That's what I didn't do. There we go. So again, all of these parts that we start with, you can absolutely like beat the game with this. No problem at all. But do you want to is the thing. So, more training. Combat fundamentals. Some weapons are capable of charge attacks. Charge attacks are basically what you might expect. Charge them up, see the bar turn yellow, that means that they're fully charged. Bang! Way more powerful shot. So the attitude control system, that's the ACS. That is the like stagger meter. Charge attacks are really good at knocking out that stamina. So what you want to do is have a charged weapon, or a weapon that does really good stamina damage, or stagger damage rather, and a weapon that does really good direct hit damage. Because that is how you get really, really big damage on things. This is very secure, actually, in its execution. Which is quite interesting that they've taken, not just learned lessons from the Dark Souls series in terms of the combat, but also Sekiro. Because stagger is so important in Sekiro, and it's very important in Armored Core. Over there. Goodbye there. Yep. Shields. Shields and melee weapons can only be equipped on the left. So it's very much a case of, do you want to sacrifice another gun / another missile slash another something else, which we'll get to eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to sacrifice that for something much bigger and much more powerful, slash something that will give you much better defenses, or do you just want to maximize that damage as much as possible? Yep, assault boosting and firing your weapon means that you can do more damage with them. Very useful for, say, this. Because you get that little momentum boost. And now we get the Curtis, which is the weapon that we had before. Charge rifle. Not really a fan of charged weapons, to be honest with you. There's certain exceptions, but like, it's fine. Anyway, new mission.
Got a job for you, 621. This is an open call from the Balaam Group, one of the corporate forces occupying Rubicon.
Attention, all independent mercenaries! This request comes from our affiliate, Dafeng. The Rubicon Liberation Front has deployed Baus artillery throughout the contaminated city. The city itself has no strategic value. We cannot allow them to hinder expansion of the Coral Survey. Show us your ambition. Destroy the Liberation Front's artillery. Bonus pay will be awarded for destroying their MTs. We want the enemy weakened. Consider it an opportunity to prove yourself. Impress us, mercenaries!
So it's time to play another exciting game of Do You Recognize Who That Was?
Not off the top of my head.
Robbie Damon.
Ah.
The client doesn't care who does this job, as long as it gets done.
And this is actually one of two characters that he plays. The other one I felt was more obviously him. And it actually took me a little bit to realize that the guy who was just talking there was also him. I was like, oh yeah, of course it is. Oh, I hear it. I can absolutely hear it.
Activating combat mode.
Yes, here we are.
Destroy all of the Rubicon Liberation Front's artillery placements.
Here we are, back in the second area of the tutorial zone.
I'm begin
The bad.
watching the good guys.
About the best guys that they can be, yep. But yes, we are a mercenary. We are not a good guy here.
Nope.
Yeah, this is why I really, really like double trigger builds.
Don't give them another inch. We have to defend the artillery.
Because two guns at once are really, really good. Fantastic for stagger damage and just regular damage as well.
Enemy attack! They're after the artillery! Fight back!
So you'll see that these guns actually have a shield on the front, which makes them kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. I really would have been better off actually keeping the blade here. But I'm stupid.
Keep up the good work.
So, you know. But yeah, we also get a bonus between for handling all of the lighter MTs as well. So it's very much a trade-off between, do you want to be dealing with the big MTs and possibly spending more ammo and health than you really should be? Or do you just want to get the objective done and maximize your profit from just the base pay? I'm good enough that this isn't really that much of a question, you know? I can just kind of lightly dance around every last one of these guys, and they're not really gonna hurt me.
Yeah.
They are not a particular threat, but when you're just starting out, yeah, these guys can absolutely be nasty. Ooh, hello there. And there we go. Done.
All targets destroyed.
Where did that go?
Return to base.
And there we go. Yeah, get fucked, boy. Yeah, there we go. Tons of bonus pay for that. But a bunch of generic weaponry destroyed, a bunch of light MTs destroyed. MT, by the way, stands for Muscle Tracer, which is a very silly name. But MTs and ACs are like right from the very beginning of Armored Core. MTs gave birth to ACs essentially, and so silly name, but also funny. So yeah, there we go. 140k. That's pretty good. For a starting mission, that's nice. That's easy money. We will get way more as time goes on.
Yeah.
Message.
Registration number RB23. Call sign, Raven. Your records have been updated. You have also been granted access to participate in the log hunt.
Oh.
We kindly request that you submit combat logs after destroying designated craft. All Mind will reward you with parts based on the number of submissions you provide.
So log hunts are very, very useful little things to grab. If you see that icon on any kind of enemy, kill that motherfucker dead. This is how you get additional points. This is how you get additional parts. Some of the best parts in the game are hidden behind log hunt, and you really, really want them. And by you, I mean I, because there's a very specific set of parts in there that I really, really like for my builds. Anyway, now that I've played around with that, we'll go ahead and give you back your pristine blade. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Get your butter back. Why don't we play around with Curtis for a little bit? Why not? Why not? So, we can also replay missions. Replaying missions will let you get better ranks on them. It will also let you collect any battle logs that you've missed. You see that all of these ones don't actually have a battle log next to them. But if it did, then it would say like 0 of 1 or 1 of 2 or whatever. You can basically just tool around the map, finding whatever you need. I will probably be doing this because I really like those things. But, oh, here we are. Destroy the tester AC. This is an infamous mission.
Oh boy.
Got a job for you, 621. It's an open call from the Archibus Group.
To all independent mercenaries,
All right,
this
Mr.
request
Mercer.
comes from Schneider of the Archibus Group. Dafeng, one of our adversaries allied with Balaam, has introduced a new tester AC. It's a sample model from an external architect, featuring extensive assembly optimizations. In the hands of an experienced pilot, it will pose a threat far too great to ignore. This brings me to the request. Intercept delivery of the tester AC and destroy it. The Archibus Group looks forward to news of your success. Briefing over, and happy hunting.
So are you ready to go destroy your protagonist's dreams? Because that's what we're about to do.
The target may be a product.
What do you mean? We're just going to take down a different corporation's
Stay sharp,
mech, huh?
621.
Yeah, it's fine. We're just gonna We're just going to go in and break their toys, and it'll be absolutely no problem, and we'll have absolutely no unforeseen consequences. Get in, break the stuff, get out. Super simple, super easy. What could go wrong?
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission. We've got a read on the target.
There he is.
Now's the time, 621.
So the tester AC is actually just around here, but we're sneaky. Get a little bit of a jump on him. Hello, friend.
Student pilot.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Ooh, hello. So I got a little bit cocky there.
2 repair kits remaining.
Slightly embarrassing.
His AC has reached breaking point. Go for a direct hit.
At 30%.
Oh yeah, he's doing good damage to you.
Mm-hmm.
One repair kit.
Do you have a repair kit yet?
Doesn't matter. Sorry, anime protagonist.
Enemy AC
Not today.
destroyed. That's it for this job, 621. Return to base.
Yeah, that was purely because I got way too cocky there. I went in assuming that I had all of my usual benefits, and I didn't. And that cost me pretty badly. But this mission is infamous because it is some of the quickest credits that you can make. So what generally tends to happen is people will get together a new AC build, they'll go, okay, I want to test this on some fresh meat, and they will go bully this poor child to death.
Oh, they knew what they were doing when they designed that fight.
They sure did. And hey, that was a combat log. So you can see that we now have part of the way towards the next level of that. It's that easy.
It's that easy.
One new message.
About the tester AC you downed. That was being shipped to the Red Guns, Balam's in-house AC squad. They're Balam's main force, and its members are no amateurs. Remember who you're messing with.
Better known as, don't piss off the people we're trying to work for. We're going to piss them off so hard. It's very much a case of, you're a merc, this is part of the thing. If you have to go, like, do some damage to us, then so be it. You know, you're good enough that we'll hire you anyway. Don't push it too far. As long as you remain an independent merc, that's fine. That's fine. They'll hire you back. It's fine. If you start declaring sides, though, there might be consequences to that. Anyway, I just realized that I need to go do something real quick, so we will be back in a couple of minutes while I go do that. Hello, hello, everyone. We are. Now that I have removed that screen, we are back. Thank you for your patience there. Okay. So, destroy the transport helicopters. That should be easy.
Got a job for you, 621. The Balaam Group sent a request.
Another one?
Raven, this request comes from Dalfa, one of our affiliates. The group has committed to use of military force to handle the Rubicon Liberation Front.
Ah.
Target for this mission is a squad of transport choppers. Destroy them. You'll encounter guerrilla resistance from Baus mass-produced MTs. They're no great concern. You performed adequately in your last sortie, Raven. This did not go unnoticed. We will be watching with interest to see what you bring to the team.
So, before we go any further, I'm gonna get rid of Curtis. I don't much like Curtis, unfortunately. I'm not a fan of charged weapons.
Rip, Curtis.
But this should do, I think.
Now they're asking for you by name. Keep building your rep.
Where is Walter?
Main system.
Walter? Great question. Probably still off planet.
Commence mission. Destroy the Rubicon Liberation Front transport choppers.
As you could tell from the opening, it was kind of difficult to get us in.
We're under attack. Corporate merc. Intercept. Keep them off the...
Transport chopper down.
Sorry, we were saying?
Keep at it.
There we go. There was someone else there, wasn't there? Ah, there you are. That'll do.
Take it out.
First out AC! Defend our supply! Our comrades on the Strider can't wait any longer!
The Strider, huh? Keep that name in mind. We'll get to that soon.
Corporation.
In fact, that might be in like a mission or two, I think.
On to the next targets.
Hello there. Oh. Stuff. So as you can see, the MTs aren't really a threat against an AC. Not only are we much stronger than them, we are also much faster and more maneuverable.
Mm-hmm.
And while they have their techniques against that, they're generally not that much of a threat.
They've got a Baus tetrapod. It's a cut above the other MTs. Ignore it.
Anyway, here's the exception to that rule. The Baus tetrapod. These guys are actually pretty scary. This is actually entirely optional. You don't have to fuck with these guys at all. I'm going to, though, because I'm confident in my ability. Oh, fuck me. Ooh. As I was saying, because I'm confident in my ability to fuck them up. And there we go.
You're a natural, Dis 621.
All an experience of multiple playthroughs.
Oh no, I killed that motherfucker my first try through here as well. It just had a more difficult time.
Looks like you got them.
Yeah.
That's it for this
Stubbornness.
job, 621.
Another
Return to base.
a thing we have in common.
Yeah, Valve 70s are pretty scary, but at the same time, not that scary. And you can see that despite the expenses there, we got a hell of a lot more money than we otherwise would have.
Mm-hmm.
Because the heavy MT gave us 24k on its own.
Yep.
Victory goes to the bold, and money gets to E. It was also part of the log hunt program, so that's why I was gunning for it.
Yep. Yep.
Well, Handler Walter. The way your hound's been up in my business, I'm surprised you'd even dare to call. Michigan, about my proposal. Yeah, you sure about that? I'll be working your hound just as hard as any other red gun. Gen 4s can be emotionally withdrawn. They need a shot in the arm every now and then. Then you got a deal. I'll send Volton Iguasu. They'll give your latest hound a proper red gun welcome.
Call yourself withdrawn. Actually, no. I know that's true.
Damn, read like a goddamn book, huh?
I see
As
your
if I
back,
married you.
621. The Corps see the Liberation Front as a hindrance to expanding their coral survey. But to the Rubiconians, your actions are only helping the Corps with their invasion.
I
It's just
kind
a
of
job,
picked up on that.
621. All of it.
So, Walter there mentioned Gen 4s, which you did pick up on there. That refers to the generation of coral augmentation that we received in order to pilot an AC.
Hmm.
Gens 1 through 3 are, well, you know how early surgeries had like a hilariously terrible fatality rate?
Uh-huh.
Gen 4s were coming out at the tail end of that. Gen 5 to 6 kind of did away with the coral part of coral surgery, and they're a hell of a lot more stable as a result. But Gen 4... not so much. Not that much away from that. Ooh. It's a pain. I quite like this one. The VP for S. Got some decent AP, decent attitude stability, very good generator outburst adjustment, and slightly more health, slightly better defense. Very, very small drop in boost speed, but it's just slightly out of my reach.
Oh, that's...
If only there was a way to fix that. So, as I say, I don't like Curtis. I don't really like charge weapons in general. Let's sell it. And now, you can afford it. Great. There we go. It's ours now.
Ah.
So I try not to make a point of selling the stuff that we have where possible. But I will make exceptions if there's a particularly nice bit of gear that I can get that I otherwise would not be able to. So, destroy the weaponized mining ship and attack the dam complex. Lots of money for both of these, but we are going to attack the dam complex first.
Got a job for you, 621. You're joining an operation planned by Balaam HQ. Check the briefing. Heard the good news from Walter, did ya? Good. Sit your ass down and listen. Balaam's moving in on the Gallia Dam complex, one of the Liberation Front's bases. The The objective is to destroy their lifeline and make those sacks of shit beg for mercy. I'll be sending 2 good-for-nothing maggots from the Red Guns, Gun 4 Volta and Gun 5 Iguazu. You're just gonna be tagging along on ass-wiping duty. I'm assigning you the call sign Gun 13, a lucky little number that just became available. Gun 13, sound off! Good enough. Now go get ready! We're going on a field trip, kiddo!
But hey, you know the AC that we just murdered that said they just wanted a call sign of their own?
Hmm.
They were probably going to be Gun 13.
Oh boy.
It's fine.
Gun 13, huh? I'll stick with 621. Don't let the Red Guns teach you bad manners.
So the Red Guns are very militaristic. A bunch of army boys, right down to the hoo-ahs. And I love them. They're idiots.
Main system activating combat mode.
Balaam Group AC Squad Red Guns reporting for duty. Commence mission. Attack! Get in there, you maggots!
I'm not going to be talking much on this one.
An independent merc. The wise guy who decided the Red Nation is taking care of some freelance.
Who gives a shit? We'll handle this mission ourselves. One target destroyed.
Hey, freelancer, I know one even told you why we're here. Well, us freaking Red Guns are gonna go climb the wall. This is just target practice. When we're done, locals on the base is next.
Oh dear.
Can't take yourself away from chatting with a tag-along? Why don't you start a sewing club together and stitch that damn mouth of yours shut? 2 targets destroyed. Oh, no. Guess you're not Good 4. Can't say I considered you a pro either. We don't need backseat drivers in the Red Guns. Shape up or ship out.
And I love Michigan the most.
That was just the warm-up. Look at that, maggots! 2 generators to go. Keep moving, 621. Hope you're enjoying the field trip, kids. Don't wet your pants now.
Does this guy ever shut up?
Gun 5. No luck with the sewing club, I see. That attitude won't get you far on Rubicon. Hope can pilot better than you sew.
So this is actually a completely optional boss. Or optional mini-boss, rather. But it's a Logon, so gotta go for it.
Yep.
Meanwhile, as all that has been going on, Iguazu, this whiny little shit-ass boy over here, and Volta, the one who isn't a complete shitbag, have just kind of been waiting for us. One thing that Armored Core 6 is very good at is immediately giving you an idea of these guys' personalities. And giving you reason to want Iguazu to shut the fuck up. He is also a Gen 4, like us.
Target remaining, 621.
Do you hear me, you corporate vultures? The Rubiconians will never yield. You're going home in armored coffins.
No, we're going home in Armored Cores. Okay.
Dog, they got an AC.
More like an old piece of junk. It's barely different from an MT. Gun 4. You're not exactly cutting edge either. You want to be next to the scrap heap.
So, once again, this guy is completely optional. But if we want the log hunt,
Independent mercenary. Why be a mere pawn?
then we gotta deal with him.
They're serving corporations.
Yeah, sucks to suck. Bye.
Enemy AC destroyed.
Gun 13. Guess you're not just tagging along anymore. Now hurry up and destroy that stinking old dam. Something to do here.
Looks like we got competition.
You got lucky, freelancer.
So this is actually our target, this whole big old building here. There we go.
Looks like my good for nothings were good for something after all. Field trip's over. Gun 13. I'll keep that lucky call sign open for you.
Yay.
Yay.
Daddy Michigan is proud of us.
No bonus pay this time.
Nope. That was not part of the mission structure. We don't get any bonus for getting that, we just get the log hunt. But that's still a pretty healthy income, so I'll take that. Hey! Nice. So now we get the Mind Alpha parts. Named after All Mind, obviously.
Mhm.
One new message.
Oh, there.
You got lucky, Merc. You were the only warm body they could find. The Red Guns are going to be first over the wall. Have fun watching from the sidelines.
And Iguazu, being the saltiest motherfucker on Rubicon, tells us that we got lucky and that they're going to get over the wall first. Thanks, Iguazu. Nobody likes you. So, new mission. Destroy the weaponized mining ship. Are you ready to see the biggest thing in this goddamn game?
Oh boy.
I'm lying. It's not even close. But it's the biggest one we'll be seeing in a while.
This one's a request from the Arquebus Group.
Raven, this request comes from Schneider, an Arquebus subsidiary. The mission will take place in the Bonadea dunes of Western Belius. Our coral investigation there is being blocked by the Strider, a Rubicon Liberation Front mining ship. You are to destroy it.
Yeah, alright.
Strider is a mobile resource base that was extensively weaponized by the Liberation Front.
Oh, I think I've
Call it the
heard of this one.
crowning glory of their efforts to militarize into an anti-corporate force. Your attack will focus on the Eye, a giant laser cannon connected directly to the main generator. It's protected by a shield, which is powered by auxiliary sub-generators. These should be your first targets. This concludes the briefing. Good luck.
Oh, there we go. Nice and easy. Kill that big old thing.
Well, kill its eye, which will kill it, I expect.
That's a way to wave up.
Time for a little self-promotion, 621. Smash the Strider, and Arquebus HQ will be sure to remember your name.
Here we are.
Activating combat mode.
Commence mission. First, get through all that dust and make contact with the Strider.
Do you see that giant silhouette in the background?
Yep.
That's it.
Must be one of the corporation's dogs. Activate the eye. Burn them away. Yes, sir. Coral, abide with Rubicon. Abide with Rubicon.
I wonder what they meant by activate the eye, though.
I mean, they already informed that it is a big freaking weapon.
Yeah, but like, surely it can't be that big, right?
Probably that big, considering just how big the thing is.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine.
Alright, now you're up close and personal.
Look at it, though.
They evaded the ice laser.
You didn't even fire the eyes later. I'm very disappointed in you.
Intercept.
I may have cheated a little bit because I know where and how the eye will attack.
Confirmed. Strider leg compromised. It's going down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Whoa! And then I died.
Abide with Rubicon.
You got hit with the wrong thing.
I got hit with the falling leg of the mining ship.
Whoops.
Whoops, indeed. Let's go ahead and restart the mission. You can restart from the beginning at no cost to anything, unless you are doing it through mission replay, in which case it will knock you down a rank.
First, get through all that
So if you
dust
want to S rank,
protect
then you
the Strider.
absolutely have to clear the fight first time without using any kind of checkpoints.
One of the corporation's dogs. Activate the eye. Burn them away.
But you can restart as many times as you want, as long as you restart right from the very beginning.
Abide with Rubicon. Abide with Rubicon.
Anyway, let's see if we can actually oh, there we go. Yep. And that's why I went from an angle.
Mm-hmm.
That will do massive damage to you if it doesn't just outright murder you.
Watch out. Burn you to ash. Alright, now you're up close and personal. Take out one of its legs and bring it to a halt.
They evaded the ice laser.
All hands. Prepare for close range combat. Intercept.
There we go.
This time, move forward and up.
Strider leg compromised.
Well, it was more that I was getting a little bit impatient. That's why I died there. I was trying to get on top of it before I actually could.
Alright, now we've got a foothold to get on the deck. Grab one and get to work on the sub-generators.
See how just absolutely impregnable this thing should be.
We can't take any chances.
But, whoa, hello there.
They're trying to counter-run. Head to the midship 621 and don't let them...
We can't take the enemy AC! Unless we fight for the coal. Defend the sub-generator.
Oh, hello there.
Sub-generator destroyed. 3 to go.
So the Eye has personally taken offense to us.
I mean, yeah.
So I think it's a good idea for us not to be there anymore.
Lost another sub-generator.
2 to go.
Remember the hardships that made us. Remember that when Rubicon burned, we endured.
Yeah, the Liberation Front are survivors of the first Fires of Ibis. What they hope will be the only Fires of Ibis.
Just one left.
So they have been through planetary devastation and survived.
Hold the line. Defend the ship with your lives.
Now the corporations are back. They're ready to
All sub-generators
Not even to destroy, just to exploit. They just want the
Ship is
coral.
offline. Head to the front segment and hit the target. Now you've got the target in your sights. Time to finish this 621.
Burn the coral plunderers.
Hey, maybe we can talk about this, guys. Oh, okay, fine.
Show them all pride.
Goodbye.
No. We can't lose the Strider.
Confirmed. Target destroyed. And it looks like all that energy it was sucking up has nowhere to go. Move 621. You need to get clear of the Strider.
Boulder is not lying. We absolutely have to get clear of the Strider within a certain time frame, otherwise we will die. The explosion is fucking massive.
Hyenas. Devastating the planet. Oh, combine with Rubicon.
See that, 621? The Strider's blowing itself up. A fitting end for something built to fail.
God, this game's so cool. Yeah, once again, this is a mission that is a hell of a lot harder your first time because you're still grappling with the controls and sort of what kind of build you want to be going with, and you have so few options, but for a returning veteran, it's like, oh yeah, this is easy enough. I can do this. I just need to not get smushed and die.
Mhm.
You must be the handler, I presume, for the independent mercenary Raven. Honored to make your acquaintance, V2 Snail. I understand you want to join Operation Wall Climber. You do realize that disposing of some Liberation Front garbage hardly qualifies you. Know your place, you meager dog sitter. The answer is no. I hear you're deploying V1 again. Must be rough only having one good pilot to rely on. Oh? Are you suggesting your dog can take Freud's place? You'll see. Just give us the chance. Very well, then. We're also deploying V4. Who's been equally brazen of late. Let's see how they both perform.
There's something I really love there is how differently Walter acts around B2 compared to Michigan.
Mhm.
One new message.
Like, he knows how to play the game and how to get on people's good sides. He's very accomplished at that.
Raven, your work on the Strider deserves commendation. I am thrilled to have issued you the request. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the Archivist Group's mercenary liaison. V8 Pater, at your service. I think I'll enjoy doing business with you.
And hey, because we did such a good work, we got the Archivist Group emblem. And some new training. And some new parts.
Woo.
We also get our first shotgun. Shotguns are...
You gotta do shotgun.
I gotta do shotgun, huh? Okay. There's also a lot of other things on here. We got laser rifles now. And a bazooka. But
Gotta go close range build.
the Handel has spoken, so we will be going with the Haldeman. That's what we got on here. Double shotgun is actually one of my favorite builds. There's a very particular one which we'll get to later. But we also have a laser cannon. And, ooh, 8-cell vertical missile launcher. Vertical missile launchers are really good because they will go straight up instead of, like, forward. And that means that they can get around enemy shields. Very helpful. We also have a plasma missile launcher. As it says there, overhead plasma explosions help to circumvent cover or similar defenses. Plasma is good at dealing with, like, enemy shields. There's very particular enemies, which is really annoying. But now, probably go with the vertical missile launcher. And as you can see, we get identical copies of each of the ones over here, which is all very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Right and left shoulders, you can just have them completely the same, if you wish. Lighter, but very slow. So very slight. So 70. Yeah, why not? Ah, there's my pretties. There's the reverse joints. The Kauswar. Unfortunately, we don't have enough for them, so I'll probably just stick with what we got for now. But we can get rid of these tool arms at the very least and put on the Mind Alphas that we got last time. Unfortunately, that will remove our art decal that we put on there, but that's fine. We can also put on the Nachtreicher. Probably butchered that pronunciation, apologies. Get the shotgun on there. Oh yes, the missile launchers. Oh, that. So you can see that we are actually getting really close to our current load limit. That little white triangle is like the point where you will become over encumbered. You don't want that. Likewise with energy load. Energy load means you literally just can't do any kind of like proper boosting or anything like that. It's no good. Overloading on equipment means that you'll just be very, very slow and like a walking target. So we'll definitely have to do some modifications to this as time goes on. Honestly, I'll probably just switch out the missile launchers when we get lighter legs, because the legs define your load, and the generator defines your EN load energy. So something you want to be aware of as time goes on, and especially as you start to get your build together, is like there's some stuff which you'll need to get sorted. Alright, assembling an AC. This will be talking about probably the stuff that I've just been talking about now. Which is that different builds will give you different stuff, and it's very important that you have a build that you like. Double trigger, yeah. The build I'm not allowed to use.
Nope.
One of my favorite ACs that I've built, Crescent Blade, it is just an AC with the double trigger build, and some absolutely horrible shoulder launches. So what I tend to do is I go in with the double trigger, build up the stagger as much as possible, go really light, really quick, and then just mulch them with the shoulder weapons. It's so much fun. So, as it just said there, oh, I'll let her. Yep. Generators, very important. You want to have a good generator. There's a couple that I just kind of rely on, but it'll take a while for us to get those, so I will probably go with the light boosty ones where possible, because those are ones I like. And yeah, this is built for close range combat, so you want to get in close with your very, very quick little weapons. Are these the weapons I use? No, they are not. I use slightly different ones. But they are a very similar kind of style, like submachine guns. Yep. Oh yeah, right. I can't kick things yet. I forgot that I can't kick things. Anyway, this bazooka is actually really good for shields. And if I had locked on properly, then you would have seen that. But oh well. We'll probably do this next training thing and then the wall, and I think that will be good to stop. Oh, a new booster. Yeah, a Lula. And a new FCS as well. Abbott. And a new generator. VP28OS. Let's go ahead and check those out. So, and shortfall. You can see that that will take up too much energy, so we can't use it. This actually is going to be really helpful for us because we go into shotgun build and crescent and pristine blade, as we're now calling it. So,
I know what Slay the Princess was about. The long quiet has to get up close and intimate.
yep, no, I fully
Close range build.
no, I fully agree. But much better boost, better thrust. That's good upward thrust. I'm pretty sure these are the boosters that I use for all of my builds, so we're taking them. And yeah, we'll go with this. Oh, reverse joint AC, my beloved. My beloved. All of my ACs are reverse joint because I love them so much. Oh, these had the spring chicken. So yeah, reverse joints are jumpy boys, and they also have better quick boosts. So very helpful. They also have a laser rifle. And yes, as I'm about to show off. Jumpy boy means that you can do some very nasty little tricks in the air. Kinetic, explosive, and energy. We have energy weapons. Double trigger does not have to be the same type of weapon. It does not have to be the same anything, really. Just has to be 2 guns. Anyway, don't play like Iron Play, which is just fast and loose because I don't really care. Yep. Ricocheting. Generally, ricocheting means that you are not at the right range. So, to do that, or to avoid that, just getting close. And there we go. Nice and easy. Yeah, these reverse joint legs are called the spring chickens. They are the heaviest in the game. Or the heaviest reverse joints in the game, anyway. Great if you're going for like a heavyweight reverse joint build. For a while, they were basically the only usable reverse joints as well, which kind of sucked. But with the stuff that you have now, with the patches as well, reverse joints in general got pretty nice buffs, so you got a lot better range of options.
This request comes straight from Arquebus headquarters. They want you to assist with a mission the corporations are calling Operation Wall Climber.
This is V2 Snell, leader of the Vesper 2nd Squad. I will chair the briefing for this mission. This is an operation of my own design. Consider it a privilege to be called to participate. You will be attacking the Wall, a key trading outpost fortified by the Rubicon Liberation Front. The Rabble have formed a defensive line comprised of artillery and MT squads. Break through the line, then make your way to the top of the wall. There you shall find the Juggernaut, a mobile heavy artillery platform. Destroy it. also be participating in this mission, infiltrating through a separate route. However, be aware that Balaam has also taken a crack at the wall, only for their vainglorious hopes to be dashed. Do try not to die like a dog out there.
V2 is a very personable man, as you can tell. Oh, V2 has a reputation as just being the absolute worst person you could possibly be. And just enjoying it so much that it's like, you just kind of learn to love to hate him.
Yeah.
Your objective is to take the Liberation Front fortress, the Wall. Show them you're worth the credits, 621.
Anyway, you've kind of fucked me with your insistence on close-range weapons here, and you'll see why pretty soon.
Good luck.
Oh, I'm absolutely good enough to do this anyway, don't worry. I'm good and strong and cool and shit. But,
Commence mission.
this is a toughie.
Start by clearing the way for Archibus. Take out the Gatling cannons protecting the city, and the Baust Tetrapod MT further in. There's heavy fire coming from up top. 621. Keep an eye out for cover.
You'll never climb the wall, Corporation dog! Coral! Align with Rubicon!
Completely skirting the outside.
It is the only smart way to do this. If you have any kind of survival instinct, you will learn real quick to do that. That was overkill. That was complete overkill. Oh, hello.
You take care of the Baust Tetrapod MT 621.
We're under attack. They're in the city.
Just one AC. Archibus. They're mocking us.
So once again, we are going to be kind of trailing the outskirts here. Because to do anything else is very, very dangerous right now. Absolutely do not want these guys to be attacking us in any possible circumstance. Because they hurt a lot. And also, there is a Baust Tetrapod down there that we need to take out. If we do not take out these guys, we're going to have a bad time. Just before we get too close, we're going to deal with these guys as well. It's also just, like, good money, you know? A growing merc, we kind of have to be looking out for that. And up close, these guys have absolutely no way of really dealing with us, so may as well. Anyway, hello you. Yes, yes, Forge's ass, yada yada. Bye.
Baust Tetrapod MT eliminated. That's significant.
Might as well clean up out here too.
Access the
Loot.
bulkhead and break into the wall.
Kind of forgot how good this shotgun is actually.
Nice.
Like, it's really good at dealing with the MTs. It's not so good at dealing with, like, the actual, like,
Be prepared for close
big
range.
fry. But the missiles actually do a fine job of cleaning that out instead. So, like, it's a pretty good build.
Do you read? This is V4
And of
resting.
course,
You're fast.
oh,
Guess you're sharper than they say. I'll have to step up my own game. Robert Vesper is elite. But remember, even Balaam couldn't crack the wall. Don't count on him too
That is V4 Rusty.
I know I'm rusty.
Yeah, you do. Ooh. Okay, you are a problem. I'm gonna go. Armored Core loves teaching you not to get cocky. Like, that is its favorite thing to do.
There should be a lift nearby. The target is close.
Unfortunately, I am very bad at learning lessons, so I have to be taught this lesson again and again and again, and it never works. Yeah, this should be a pretty good build for what's coming, I think, but we'll see.
I've dispatched a supply Sherpa. Make sure you resupply.
That's suspicious.
No, actually, it's not. This is our resupply. You can just use this whenever.
Yeah, I know. It's suspicious you're still getting a resupply.
Well, we know what's coming. We were told what's coming in the briefing.
Mm-hmm.
The Juggernaut.
Time for your first big proper boss fight.
Not really. Oh, this guy. He's a boss,
You
yeah.
must be Raven. One of the infamous handler Walter's hounds. Interesting. You ready to climb the wall?
Fuck yeah.
That's the Juggernaut. Heavy mobile kit.
Ooh, it's fast.
Ed won't be able to keep up with Steel Haze. I'll distract him while you hit his blind spot. That's the stuff. Walter knows how to pick them up. Watch out. It's coming. This is V4. Understood. Raven, just got an update from Snail Command. Got enemy reinforcements incoming. If I don't intercept them, we're both toast. Hate to leave you like this, but you'll have to finish without me. He's gone. So much for our decoy.
But now things get slightly tougher. Because he no longer has a distraction.
Oh, it seems like you're doing just fine.
Like I said, I have a pretty good build for this. We didn't even see half of what this guy's capable of. He can lay mines and like cause a bunch of damage, but
Juggernaut destroyed.
as long as you stay on the back and as long as you have a
Climber
decent
is a success.
setup,
That
which
pilot
we
didn't trust
absolutely
you.
do.
It seems he knew who you really are. It won't matter. I've taken that contingency into account.
It's not really that much of a
Hey,
problem.
hun. What's our secret backstory?
Great question. Next question.
Dang it!
So we got 439,000 out of that one. Killed a bunch of stuff, and as a result, got a bunch of money from it.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually one of the cleanest runs of that mission I've ever had, I think. So that's pretty good. That would have been it.
Turns out the pristine blade's very good.
Yeah, when you couple it with a shotgun and a build that knows how to use it, yeah, really good. And the missiles were putting in fine work too.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna be specific on what you put on the arms, just on the for the missiles and stuff.
Fair enough.
One new message.
We're war buddies now. I think I should tell you something. During Operation Wall Climber, Arquebus was planning to sacrifice you. The plan was to use independent mercenaries to clear the way so that the Vespers could step in and take over. But instead, you took the wall. The higher-ups are going to remember you now, that's for sure. As will I.
Congratulations, you have now made V2 Snails shit list.
Uh,
But that also means that he actually respects you now, so yay.
Yay. We survived thanks to our competency.
So hey, we now have access to additional weapons. That means that we have another blade. It is a dagger that turns into claws. I did not realize we got this so quick. Interesting.
Hmm.
We also have a couple of new things on here as well. We have a homing missile launcher, which is fine, but all of our shit homes anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yep.
And we also have a slightly smaller pulse shield. It's, again, it's fine. It does the job that it needs to. Not much more. So you can see now that with how close to the current load limit we are, it will show up as overburdened. That means that we will move like snails. We will move very, 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 very slowly, and we will be basically sitting ducks out there. There's a way to get past that. It's generally just best not to get that far in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, now we have access to the tetrapod and the tank legs as well. So these are the tank treads that V4 Volta was using. Pretty nice. They are quite maneuverable still, but less aerial-y than a lot of the other stuff. Superb stability though, so if you're running with like really heavy weapons, like bazookas and like proper missile launchers, this will mean that you don't take any kind of recoil when you fire them. So that's really helpful. Tetrapods are weird. They are quite good for aerial. You can literally just hover in the air and you will use way, way less energy than you normally would. And that is really good if you like just being up in the air and never getting hit. They are quite slow though, so I tend not to deal with them terribly much. And then there's Reverse Joint, my beloved. Sproing. 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 I'm gonna grab these, even though we're not really gonna be able to use them right now. But I fucking love them. They're so nice. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to make some adjustments, but for now, as I said, I think that will just about do us. Thank you for being awake enough to join me on this first sortie into Rubicon.
I'm sleepy.
You're always sleepy.
Yes, it's true.
But yes, thank you for joining me. I hope you had fun.
Mm-hmm.
And as time and a certain someone's sleep schedule allows, we will hopefully be returning to clear out the rest of Chapter 1 sooner rather than later. Hope.
Hope.
Very much hope. But until then, take care of yourselves, everybody. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Bye.